that's what we're dealing with. Is there no chance it's an infectious disease?
There are no absolutes in medicine, but the chances are extremely slim. Restless movements, fits of violence, becoming bedridden, or even impossible to wake. With symptoms that varied, there are only a few possibilities. It's either a mixture of poisons or magic, and dark magic at that.
You're talking about Remire Village, aren't you, Manuela?
Oh my, if it isn't Gerald. Tell me, what was the first thing you heard?
Everything, after you mentioned that it's not likely an infectious disease. My child and I owe the people of Remire Village. If something's happening there, we must help them.
We scouted the area ourselves. Speak with the knights, hear what they have to say. I must go. Thank you for your help, Manuela.
You know, I'm more than willing to go with you to Remire Village. After all, I owe you my life. If you'd like, I bet we could even manage the mission all by ourselves. Just the two of us.
Okay, then. That's nice of you.
Professor! A bit of a tease, are we? A girl could get used to this side of you.
Nice try, but I'll be going to the village as well. Enough nonsense. It's time to move out.
As you like. Goodbye, Gerald. Goodbye, Professor.
I'll be in my office making preparations. What about you? If you have the time, it would be helpful if you could go ahead and talk to the knights.
I still don't understand exactly what happens here.
What's wrong?
I just got a little dizzy.
If anything feels off, return to the infirmary. No need to just grin and bear it. Got it?
Ugh, what could have caused such dizziness? I felt it too. Actually, I felt that way before.
I see. So you'll be staying here for some time then? Honestly, I'm surprised. I've heard it's been a few years since you last donated to the church.
That was merely because of the financial situation of my territory. I assure you it has nothing to do with my dedication to the church. By the way, Dimitri, isn't Edelgard currently enrolled at the Officers' Academy as well?
Yes, she's in the Black Eagle House. I don't believe she has any plans to leave anytime soon. Why not pay her a visit?
I may do just that. It's nice to stay in touch with my dear niece every now and then. Of course, I'm also delighted that I was able to speak with my nephew as well. Whether through marriage or otherwise, family is family after all.
Of course. The feeling is mutual. Professor, if you were watching, you should have made your presence known.
Who was that?
That was Lord Arundel, the regent for the Empire. He is also Edelgard's uncle.
He called you his nephew.
My stepmother was his younger sister. We are not related by blood, but he is technically my uncle.
Oh, in other words...
Yes. My stepmother was Edelgard's birth mother. Edelgard and I are siblings by marriage. We can delve into that topic another time. For now, let's make preparations to investigate what's happening in that village.
Oh dear, the princess of the Empire and the kingdom's prince are kin. How very odd.
So that's why he's so worried about her.
All beings are attached somehow to those who are their family. Yes, even I. I must have had a family too. I wish I could remember them. My family. I wonder who and where they are, and what they're doing now. In any case, about this Arundel. You've heard that name before, correct?
In the library.
Quite true. We came across that name within the library, right where the prince had been. I thought that Arundel had died, and yet, not so. He seems alive and well. I wonder what the prince had hoped to learn from reading of his uncle's charity. So many things the prince has yet to tell. How bothersome.
He's keeping his secrets.
End of part 1. Intermission.
I was trying to figure out a good way to make Sari in Metopia, so I found a Byleth. I found a Byleth me online. I was just trying to figure out the hair, because I suppose this probably looks the closest. I like that this one had a little bit more volume, but that's maybe a little too much volume, so I guess this is probably the closest. Okay, yep, and she's a princess. Also, there was Dedue and there's Annette.
End of intermission. Part 2.
Okay, so since the last time, I did do like 1 or 2 small things off stream, which involved me just going around training Sari a little bit more. I did one of the things. No, I don't want to end today. I just accidentally hit that button. I changed our outfits. Since we won that tournament, I decided it's best to look formal for a while. So everybody's going to be wearing our these outfits. So I also really like these outfits. These ones are pretty cool as well.
That reminds me. Do you have that thing? If you do, we want it.
Want?
Oh yeah, they wanted...
We need it. Give it to me, not her.
Hey now, I'm the one who brought it up. We may be friends, but that's just rude.
So when giving someone a lost item, I accidentally triggered
Hey,
a
you.
thing, but I
Do me
didn't
a
start the
favor.
quest yet. Do you have the thing, Professor? If you find it, let me know. Oh, I can't stress this enough. Give it to me, not Shamir. Got it? Catherine wants a 2-toned whetstone. It appears to be a precious item. If you give it to her, you might get something in return. Oh, apparently I accepted it from Catherine and not Shamir.
It was.
If I take care,
As
Or
you
can
were-
I still
That
accept it
won't
from
pay
Shamir?
I have a favor to ask.
Do you have the thing? If you find it, give it to me, not Catherine. Understood? Okay. So who do I have more support with? That's the important question. And speaking of supports, I have a few that I need to do. Why you?
Ah, Professor. Always a pleasure to see you. I wonder, might you have a moment to chat?
Why?
Come now. You have no need to be on guard. I'd never cause you harm. You're far too valuable a specimen, well, that is to say, too valuable a member of the Academy staff. Indeed, the further my quest
Yeah, Smooth.
research
You
progresses,
tried to save
the
it and you
closer
didn't.
you come to learning the truth of your heritage. Is it not so? When I learned you bore the lost crest, the very crest of flames itself, I set about learning everything I could about your past. What was the origin of your bloodline? How have the events of your life been shaped by your lineage? I became somewhat obsessed, I must admit.
You investigated me?
Nothing so crass as an investigation. No, I researched. I spoke to mercenaries
difference.
whom you've worked with in the past to learn about your life before the Academy. In the end, your old acquaintances had little definitive to say about either of you. However, they all agreed on one thing. Your father and yourself were a strong pair. Warriors to be respected and feared. You in particular. In fact, many came to know you as the Ashen Demon. They say you would destroy your enemies without a hint of emotion on your face. The mercenaries I spoke to revered you as a living legend of sorts. So, that is what I learned. And I admit, it is barely more than I knew before. The next step in my research is to ask your blood for answers, and hope that it is more forthcoming than your past acquaintances.
May as well get the rest of our supports out of the way.
Hi, Dudu. I wanted to thank you again for helping me out the other day. Everything was ready in time for dinner, and we all agreed the food was really tasty.
I barely did anything.
That's silly talk. With just a few ingredients, you made an amazing meal. I could never have done it, no way. You deserve all the praise in the world.
I still have much to learn. Truly delicious food brings a smile to people's faces. Until I see His Highness smile in that way, I will spare no effort to improve.
Well, if that's your aim, you're in luck. I've seen him shovel in your food with gusto. You must be really ambitious if you're not satisfied with that meal. I'd love for you to teach me your ways. I want to be a great cook too.
Your skills are not the problem. You merely make errors of negligence.
Well, sure, I know that. But how can I stop making those errors? No matter how hard I try, I always seem to mess things up. The pan explodes when I cook. I forget my purse when I go shopping. That's just how life is for a scatterbrain like me. Just the other day, I was nearly laughed off the training ground for wearing mismatched shoes. My uncle used to sigh in despair when he saw me messing something up.
You simply fail to pay attention to your surroundings. Ensure the pan is on the flame and that the knives are put away properly. Look at yourself in the mirror before you go out to make certain you have what you need. Everyone makes mistakes, but yours should be easy enough to correct.
That's all great advice. Thank you, Dudu. You really have a kind heart. At first I thought you were so stern all the time.
Am I that imposing?
Well, a bit. Maybe if you smiled sometimes. All you have to do is lift up the corners of your mouth. Like this. See?
I see. I will try it.
I love it. The eyebrow raise.
Hi, Lysithia. When are you gonna teach me magic? Is now good? Why do I have to? Why? Because you're way better at it than me, silly.
I don't know about that.
I thought you were something.
There is a matter I would like to discuss with you. I believe I've told you this before, but it is my responsibility to aid the Archbishop in all her duties.
What are these duties?
Spiritual instruction, ceremony oversight, donation management, all of the Church's many administrative tasks. I oversee not only the priesthood, but also the Knights of Seiros and the Officers' Academy. The Archbishop entrusts a great deal to my discretion, and I am honored by her confidence. Even when she must make decisions herself, she often seeks my counsel in advance. And yet, your appointment to a teaching position at the Officers' Academy was a complete surprise to me. Not only that, but you have also been entrusted with the Sword of the Creator. I was as surprised as anyone else to learn that. Frankly, I am just not sure how to handle you. I am the Archbishop's right hand, and yet when it comes to you, I have been told almost nothing.
You don't trust me.
Not quite. I do find you to be a trustworthy individual, but my subjective opinion is not enough. I have a duty to be cautious. Should the Archbishop's trust in you prove to be misplaced, it is the faithful who will suffer most. First, I would like to know just how much you know about yourself. You are the child of Geralt Eisner, correct?
I think so.
That's quite a vague reply for such a basic question.
I mean,
in the future, I would advise you to answer such queries with confidence. As the former captain of the Knights of Seiros, Geralt is renowned throughout Fodlan. If you really are his child, then no one would voice any complaint about you joining the Knights. How long has it been since you became a mercenary?
About 10 years, I think.
Given your youth, that hardly seems likely. Come to think of it, I have never asked your age. Just how old are you exactly?
Well,
Your face says it all. You truly don't know, do you? Just what was Gerald thinking, raising you this way? Given your responses thus far, I feel as though any further questions would just be a waste of our time. However, permit me to make one thing clear. Whatever her reasons, the Archbishop has placed great faith in you. Do not betray that trust. That is all.
I will not. Professor, you've been getting along really well, almost too well with the students lately. Friendships between teachers and students is wholly unacceptable. Do you hear? We will hear you defend your actions in the tournament. Okay. I mean, to a certain extent, yes, I agree. Even though I am, like, the same age as these kids in the class. You may as well do this thing. You have been challenged. Defend yourself. I mean, I'm a level A+. I get the feeling I'm gonna do really well in this. Sari versus student with bangs. Sari's not doing as good as I had hoped. He's taking a lot of hits.
Each battle, a chance to grow.
Oh no. Okay, well that didn't go very well. On 150 gold in the prize money. I still have to do the challenge.
So.
Hey Ash. Oh, or this dog. I guess I'll feed the pupper. This awkwardly textured pupper. They gave me a venom stone. Okay, Ash.
I'm worried about Remire. That affliction is a little too mysterious for my liking. I'm pretty sure it's not normal.
So, I make no promises, but I'm looking into seeing if I can get a Fire Emblem amiibo for relatively cheap, so that I can actually access the stupid stuff here, because the Byleth amiibo doesn't do anything. And some people have kindly explained to me that the Byleth amiibo comes out, the Byleth amiibo came out after the last patch for this game, so the Byleth amiibo just didn't exist when they added the patch for this new game plus. So that's why he doesn't work. The thing is, I don't know anything about other Fire Emblem games, so I don't really know anything about any of these other characters that they have amiibos for. I don't really know which ones work.
Did you get a special reward?
I'm still trying to figure all this out.
I earned a special reward.
I'm looking in to see
Don't
if
you,
what I
Professor?
can find.
I was afraid you might say that. I do wish you dote on me just a bit more.
Dorothea is quite flirty with me. Actually, something I wanted to look at. Who do I have high support? Who do I have the highest support with right now? Because I'm a B with Dedue, B with Ash, B with Annette, B with Ingrid, conditionally B with Ferdinand, B with Dorothea, B with Raphael, B with Hilda. I'm not even B with Mercedes. Huh. I thought I was higher up with Mercedes, but apparently not.
Professor, what have you got there? That's... my goodness! That
Oh, this is
just
part of
what
the
I've
quest
been
with
looking
Shamir
for.
and what's her
I
name,
can
Catherine.
offer nothing more than this, but I do ask that you consider trading with me.
Okay. Okay.
I am in your debt, Professor.
So this is the trading quest where you just keep finding stuff and then the other people are like, yeah, I would like that. Yeah, here, give me the thing so I can give it to the next person.
Want to trade me what you're holding? Thanks, Professor.
What's that you've got there? Would you mind trading it with me for this? It's about that thing you have there. If it's not too much of a bother, would you trade it for this?
That's a nice thing you have there, Professor. Don't suppose you're planning on using it yourself.
Okay, I'm giving it to Shamir.
How? You can give it here.
Because we need to build up
I
more
asked first. Why don't we let the
friendship with
professor
Shamir.
decide? Her? What a letdown.
You made the right choice. Here's your reward. I'll let you borrow it later, Catherine, if you quit sulking. Thanks.
There we go. I got the thing.
I wonder how Remire Village is faring. Hopefully we're not dealing with some new epidemic. It wouldn't be unheard of. Almost 20 years ago, a terrible plague blazed through Fargus. It even hit the capital city, taking the Queen Consort's life. Or so I heard. The whole kingdom was in an uproar over that loss. The person who saved the kingdom wasn't a doctor, but a holy woman, the fair Lady Cornelia. After that, she was awarded the honor of being a mage in the service of the royal family. She sounds like an amazing woman, but she must be pretty old by now. But hey, maybe she's aged like a fine wine.
You. Does time actually pass? It looks like it's getting to be evening now. Huh. I don't know if I've noticed that.
Oh, goodness. Is something the... Please be...
Okay, lost Eye and a strip reserve.
Oh,
There we
this is
go.
mine.
Even more for Mercedes.
Thank you for returning it to me, but how did you know I lost it?
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of paralogs to do. You have a budding talent in this, so I'm gonna...
I failed.
She looks like a console type. Yep.
Professor, I will work harder.
Let's try again. See, you did good.
I would like to do this again sometime.
I believe in you. Why are you here?
Initially, I wasn't sure you paid too much attention to your students. Clearly, I was wrong. After all,
I love
without
all
the
my
case,
students.
You wouldn't be
All of
capable
them.
providing such useful
Literally all of
feedback.
them are going to be my
I
students.
continue to learn and grow from your instruction, Professor. I just know it.
Except for you, Hubert. You can stay over there with Edelgard.
I can't waste any time. I don't have much of it left. Anyway, I should be going. Thank you again for your help.
Just gonna drop that on me like that, Lysithea?
That's rather enough, Manuela. Cease your moaning and give the professor a break.
Oh, stuff it, Hanneman.
Manuela's now my
The
favorite.
professor has a big
Well,
heart
no, she's not.
and listens
but
to me talk about any problem
slightly
I have.
more respect for
More likely,
Manuela
your
for
incessant
talking smack
ramblings
back to
offer no
Hanneman
chance
there.
to- Manuela, you unthinking fool.
Hanneman, I've heard enough already.
How bloody stupid are you?
You're right. So there, I said that. It's true, but... Ugh.
I should say I'm sorry as well. I lost my temper just now.
We're both too old to be shouting all the time.
Everybody's friends again?
You're awfully quick to put a bow on this. Are you sick of us already, Professor?
Yes.
You're part of this, Professor. We are the only teachers this academy has. No need for bickering.
Well said, Hanneman. Would you care to join me for a celebratory drink?
That sounds lovely. Perhaps a nice cup of tea is in order.
Am I not invited? I like tea. I actually don't, but Violet likes tea.